The following program is a public access production. Comcast is required to provide time on this channel and make it available pursuant to franchise agreements with the communities we serve. Comcast is not affiliated with the following program or the producers of public access programming and is not responsible for the content. The following program does not reflect the opinions of Comcast or its affiliates.
Hello, and welcome to the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce cable TV show. My name is Maureen Sapola, and I'm delighted to be your host. It's hard to believe that we're in the midst of the holiday season, with all of the hustle and bustle that we experience at this time of year, whether we're juggling our business, family, friends, parties, events, and shopping. Well, I encourage all of our viewers to not only shop local, but also to visit the tinleychamber.org website. As I was driving in today, I was thinking about that hard-to-buy someone that I have on my list. And I went to the website directory and I actually found a business on there where I'm going to be gifting a service for the holidays. So again, tinleychamber.org. With that, I'd like to welcome my first guest, Mr. John Calzaretta from In Our Community. John, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Maureen.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well, trying to stay warm.
Good. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, John, and more so about In Our Community.
Great. Thank you for the opportunity to come in and tell you our story. So I'm an Orland Park guy for the past 25 years and born and raised in Chicago. And as I try and explain what In Our Community is about, I think it's good to know kind of the last 10 years of craziness that I've gotten to experience. I've been very blessed to be a part of an environment here in the city surrounded by some serial entrepreneurs that in the past 10 years have allowed me to have a front row seat watching 4 businesses go from concept, literally on a whiteboard, to become billion with a B, revenue generating companies. And 3 of them went public. And it was an incredible experience. And I got to see a lot of different ways of thinking. And one of the things that leads into In Our Community was this idea that we would always have among the different business leaders of looking at existing industries and looking for ways to make them more efficient or disrupt them in some respect. And about 18 months ago, when I was starting to think about the next business to start or something to do and did a little research, one of the themes that kept appearing over and over again was the challenge of community engagement. And what I mean by that is, and ultimately that led to developing In Our Community, was kind of threefold. The first facet was as a resident, which we're both, right? And,
Yes.
and living it every day, this overwhelming amount of information that's constantly bombarding us and how hard it is to keep track of all the things going on in our life, let alone near and dear to us in our communities. And you hear about events that's, boy, I don't know how I missed that, or a registration that you missed. So just this kind of growing amount of information that's bombarding us and how to keep track of it. So that was kind of one thing that I kept seeing being written and blogged about over and over again. And then honestly, on the flip side of that same coin, you have all the community entities, whether they're the village and governmental type organizations to the library or non-for-profits. And all of those entities are fighting for our attention, right? And trying to figure out how to get our attention and eyeballs on their information when we're competing with so many things. So you had that second segment of kind of challenges to community organizations. And then ultimately the third thing that I found, which again led us to build In Our Community, was the challenges of small business, near and dear to the chambers. Mm-hmm. And you know, this age we're in now, and in addition to kind of the economic challenges that small businesses have, like no time in the past, the challenges of advertising and remaining relevant in a digital world, right? And how do you market in today's age? And what I found was that too often businesses relied on some of the things that I feel, quite honestly, are growing to be antiquated, kind of print media, newspapers, magazines, or digital or paper coupons. So all of those things in tow. I know that's kind of the long path to it, but I kept seeing those three themes over and over again. And I said to myself and to some trusted people that became part of my team, can we build a one-stop source for residents and businesses that solve those kind of three challenges going out there? So we built In Our Community, and In Our Community is a digital platform. It's completely free, and it provides a one-stop source of information and all the coupons happening in a community for residents. And then it operates as an extension of all of the entities in the community in their marketing efforts. And ultimately, there's small business solutions that are new and digital and trackable ways that bring them in kind of the modern advertising era. So long story short, or long story long, I should say, but those are the ingredients that went into In Our Community.
Wow, that's fascinating. And I feel like the world is so mobile right now, and we need instant. So it is, and if you could share an example, maybe how a business or there's an involvement here, and how you found them or helped them actually.
Sure. So again, it's a digital platform, so we're on the web, and we also have a mobile application for it. And the goal, again, is to simplify things as far as information and deals and offers in the community and help small businesses. So we're out in the market curating all the content that exists on the web today and putting it in one place. So as a resident, it's a place to go that not only provides a single source of information, but then we've added a layer of loyalty to it. So you actually earn points and can redeem rewards for engagement. And then we've layered in opportunities for area businesses to advertise on it that allows us to show them how many people are actually seeing their brand and expanding their presence in the community to those that they're trying to attract. Great.
So as far as your involvement with the Chamber, I know that you recently with the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce are going to be giving back as well. If you'd like to share a little bit about that with the involvement with all of our viewers here today.
Sure, absolutely. So we're very much out to support the communities that we're in. We've actually grown In Our Community now to 50 communities in the southwest and western suburbs. And in communities like Tinley Park, we provide a code. So we have a promo code that's called TPCC. And if you go to our site and use that code, we're actually providing a donation for every new member that joins to the Tinley Park Chamber Scholarship Fund. So it's a great way to kind of tie it all together and give back to the community at the same time.
Absolutely. And also encouraging our viewers to continue shopping local. So it's kind of a one-size-fits-all. That's wonderful. To find out more about John Calzaretta and In Our Community, you can visit the tinleychamber.org website, as well as calling the Chamber office at 708-532-5700. John, is there anything else that you can share, anything happening in the month of December or any other information for our viewers before we conclude?
Sure. I guess briefly, just if you go to In Our Community, you'll find that it provides that one-stop source of all the things happening, all the holiday events, all the different things about town. And I think you'll enjoy the simplicity of it. Again, it's 100% free, and it's a lot of fun.
And how often does the website update or change?
Yeah, so every day, really, every week, there are hundreds of pieces of content loaded and in a variety of different categories. So yeah, it's constantly changing and keeping up to date.
And it's mobile friendly, so there's an app as well.
Correct.
So again, visiting the tinleychamber.org to find out more about In Our Community. John, we thank you for sharing your story with us, and we wish you a very happy holiday season.
Thanks
for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next guest is Jeff Jablonski, comes to us from DAO Sushi. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here. I understand you're celebrating the 1-year anniversary. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your position at DAO Sushi.
Well, I've just recently come to work at DAO. I've been there for about 8 weeks now. I'm one of the new managers. DAO is celebrating our 1-year anniversary in Orland Park. We have a really, really wonderful restaurant. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. It seats about 350 people. We have all kinds of private rooms. We can do anything, a party from 20 all the way up to 80. A beautiful bar facility and an outdoor patio that is second to none.
Excellent. So a little bit about the menu. I know you're a newer chamber member to the Tinley Chamber, and you have a pretty diverse menu. If you'd like to share with us what type of cuisine you serve.
We serve sushi and Thai food. The Thai food is absolutely wonderful. The sushi and sashimi, the fish is flown in from all over the world, fresh daily.
Amazing.
We have a nice little raw oyster bar too that's just really starting to take off.
Wow. And I find that more people are exploring a little bit outside of the normal, as we say, normal cuisine. They're going a little bit more to the raw foods.
Mm-hmm.
And
sushi's the new hot thing.
Exactly. So flown in daily, that's pretty exciting. And your role with DAO is?
I'm kind of like in a little bit of a manager, general manager role. I handle everything that goes on in the bar, the marketing, promotions, basically everything from top to bottom sometimes.
And your passion, how long have you been doing this?
I've been in the business now, it's going to be my 44th year.
Wow.
Everything from soup to nuts. I was a private owner at one time. I've worked for a couple corporations, fine dining, you name it, I've done it.
So it sounds like you bring tremendous experience to the location with your background and what type of, so 44 years in the business, from A to Z, any type of menu planning or?
Everything, yes.
Okay.
Menu planning, cooking. I like the front of the house as well as back of the house. I love to be in the kitchen and be involved in menu planning, preparing food, cooking food, and especially for larger, I like the catering type of thing also, preparing for large parties and setting up the room, planning everything. I like, from little details all the way up to the biggest details.
Great, great. And so with DAO, I understand that there are some event opportunities. You can seat up to 300, you had mentioned, but special events?
Yes, we do all kinds of corporate special events. We have a really nice private room for like wine dinners and things like that. And then we have a bigger room that we can host corporate events up to 70 or 80 people with video and audio technology. So it's a pretty versatile facility.
Excellent. And how about entertainment?
We have live entertainment every weekend. We have bands on Friday and Saturday nights, and we just started in November. We have a live acoustic guitar player every Thursday night. So the people like to come in, get something to eat and drink, glass of wine or a nice martini, and sit and hear some really nice acoustic music, guitar.
And how about hours? Are you open for lunch?
Every day we're open for lunch. We open every day for lunch, even on the weekends, and we're open till a little bit late at night, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, for the bar people that like to come and hang out.
Right, and understand there's a pretty big fish tank in the middle of the...
Oh, yeah. Well, we've got a really beautiful saltwater fish tank right when you walk in. It's beautiful. Everybody loves the tropical fish.
Excellent. So what would you say your community involvement is? I know that you are working hard to spread the word about the location, the events, the parties. What are your plans for the future?
We're getting involved with all of the local high schools, Orland Park and Tinley Park. I'm starting to do a dine and share program with all the schools. So if families come in, they can do, if they buy dinner, or when they buy dinner, proceeds will go back to the schools from their dinners.
Okay.
Working with that, working with the music programs in all the schools. Just want to be very, very involved with the community.
Okay. And do you have more than one location?
We currently have 5 locations, one in Orland Park, and they're sprinkled throughout the western suburbs.
Okay. And you mentioned it's your 1-year anniversary. Is there any type of celebration or series of events
Oh, yes.
for
We're
that?
going to be doing all kinds of new special events. We have a new menu coming out. We have new drink menus coming out. We're going to be doing some bus tours and things like that to breweries and wineries. And we're also going to be doing some special in-house like wine dinners and special pairings dinners with food and craft beers and things like that.
Wow, that sounds excellent. So anything from special events to giving back to the schools. And
we want to be very involved in our community, very, very involved in our community.
Wonderful, wonderful. Is there anything that you would like to share with us additionally about the location, about the menu, with our viewers. I know it's 1 year, it goes by so fast.
Oh, it really has.
And it seems like there's just so much more, and you're being a part of the chamber is wonderful. Again,
We feel privileged to be a part of the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce. We really do.
Excellent.
It's a great community, and we're happy to be a part of it.
Okay. What else can you tell us about your background and your passion for what you do? I know you had mentioned you have a general manager and a marketing role, but you know, what drove you to that? I mean,
well, I've been a big foodie all of my life,
okay.
So the opportunity to do something in this sushi and sashimi with raw fish and learning new things, just a great opportunity, and I couldn't wait to seize it.
That's excellent. And again, trying new things and exploring new things, having fish flown in daily, I think that's very intriguing. So
it seems to be the new hot thing, though, between even kids. The amount of kids that we get coming in without their parents is amazing. It's like the new genre, whatever you want to call it. It just seems to be the new thing is sushi, and it goes along well with the gluten-free and the health and all that kind of new thing that's going on. That's kind of like sweeping our communities.
Right, and you can have special menu for a gluten-free.
Oh yes, we do.
Or a
Yep.
salt-free per se,
Yep.
individual.
Unbelievable stuff that we're putting out.
Okay, and how soon can we expect to see the new menu or some of the new promotions that you're talking about?
Within the next couple weeks. We're already we have a crack staff very hard at work on it as we speak.
So during this holiday season, as we say, the hustle and bustle that we are experiencing here. So we have a couple minutes left here, and if there's anything that you'd like to share with our audience and our viewers about the location, about some of the events, and our relationship here at the Chamber of Commerce, any promotions, feel free.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say at DAO Sushi, our house is your house. Everybody is welcome. Our promotions are going to be very, very nice, one-of-a-kind events, as you could say, something that not everybody else is doing.
Well, thank you. We're really excited to have you on our show, and for our viewers, again, to find out more about DAO Sushi, you can visit the tinleychamber.org website or contact the Chamber office at 708-532-5700.
Thank you very much
Jeff,
for having me.
thank you for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Our next guest is Andy Zwolinski, who comes to us from Comfortmate Heating and Air. Andy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and more so about Comfortmate.
Awesome. I'm the comfort specialist at Comfortmate. We are a full-service heating and air contractor. We've been in business for 3 years. The owners of our company have over 25 years experience combined in heating and air. We specialize in residential and commercial replacement and service. We offer scheduled maintenance to companies such as property managers and developers and things like that in that nature. So we're really your one-stop shop for heating and air as well as air purification.
Wow, so you service the residential customers as well as the commercial landscape.
Yes, light commercial. We can't get into any of the really big units, but most of our commercial in this area we can handle.
Okay, and you're a newer member to the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
So we welcome you to the show and welcome you to the Chamber. So how did you find passion for this type of work?
Yeah, I've always been in the business of pleasing people. I've been in sales for 5 years. I was in insurance sales, so when this opportunity at Comfortmate opened up, I jumped at it. I'm really close friends with the owners, so they were excited to bring me on board, and it's worked out really well. So it's just really nice to help families become comfortable in their own home when they never have been since it was built. So.
Right. So your position, tell me a little bit about what your goals are, or your role as the Comfortmate specialist.
So my job is exactly how it sounds. It's to keep all of our customers comfortable. I handle all of the residential and commercial replacement sales. So if you called Comfortmate and asked for somebody to come out for a free estimate, I would be the one that showed up at your door.
Okay.
I also help in the service scheduling as well. So a lot of times when you call into the office, I'm the one that takes the calls too. So.
And how large is your organization?
We have 8 to 10 employees with us.
Okay, and you service the surrounding areas. Do you have any boundaries that you work within, or?
We like to say the Chicagoland area.
Okay.
We do a little work in Chicago. We try to focus more in the southern suburbs of Chicago. Tinley Park is a great community for us. So.
Absolutely. And we're in the heart of the winter season. We've been lucky so far with some mild weather, but I know that this tends to get a little bit busier, especially with the cold weather coming. Do you find yourself working, or your team working extra hours to keep up with some of the demands?
Absolutely. We like to do whatever it takes for our customers, especially when you're dealing with cold temperatures and heating a home. It's very important for us to be there when the customers need us. So we do work late hours in the peak season to keep all of our customers comfortable.
And an emergency hotline, I would presume, as well?
Yes.
Yes. So, and it's very important to have maintenance on your actual air and heating devices in your home, whether it's your commercial or your residence. Is there any tips or anything that you can share with us as far as what to do or what not to do?
Absolutely. The first thing you should do is call us or another contractor to get on a scheduled maintenance plan. We like to compare it to changing the oil in your car. Most people wouldn't drive more than 6,000 miles tops on their car without having their oil changed. It's the same as heating and air conditioning. You should have a certified tech out every 6 months, once for your furnace and once for your air conditioning, to just look through it, clean it, test all the parts. We offer a 15-point inspection on our 2 annual tune-ups for our customers. It's a bigger deal when it's this season in the winter because the big word is safety. Our techs do a very good job of making sure that your furnace is safely ready to heat your home for the whole winter. Our industry has made huge strides in safety in the last 10 years, but there are still hundreds of furnace-related deaths a year. So scheduled maintenance is the biggest thing a homeowner can do to extend the life of its furnace and make sure it's running safely and efficiently.
Right, and you hear stories, tragedies where maybe there was some lint buildup in the furnace or there was a loose wire, so maintenance is key, and I agree with that. As far as the types or brands or efficiencies that you carry, can you share a little bit about that? Because I know technology has changed so much.
Yeah, we're a Carrier dealer. Carrier is the leading manufacturer in the HVAC industry. So we really can offer everything from a 96% two-stage furnace all the way down to just a 80% single-stage furnace. Efficiency is the big word nowadays. So a lot of our customers like the two-speed equipment that's very efficient. It uses less gas than your normal furnace. So you definitely see significant savings on your energy bills.
Sure. And as far as the lifespan, and I know that can really be all over the board as far as from a residential home, depending on the number of stories and square footage, but is there any tips or lifespan that these new efficiency models, how long do they last?
That's a great question. The lifespan of a normal furnace or air conditioner is 10 to 15 years is what they put the shelf life at. What our industry has found after 10 to 15 years is the equipment is most commonly going to fail when it's running at full capacity. So that means in the dead of winter or in the middle of summer, that's when your equipment that's over 15 years old is going to fail. At that point, we like to urge our customers to start at least having the replacement conversation. A lot of customers or consumers, they don't like to replace their heating and air conditioning until it fails on them. We work really hard with our customers to get a new system in there after it's reached its shelf life to make sure there aren't any accidents and also to make sure they're not left in the middle of winter without heat.
Right, and I can remember a time in a very, very cold time. It was minus 28 below wind chill, and it was a Sunday morning and my unit went out. So I'm sitting at my counter with my coat on and trying to scramble to get either a repair or a replacement. So that's really great information. As far as like a warranty, I would presume something would be offered on that as far as a maintenance setup as well?
Yep. Yeah, every install we do, we like to set up on the maintenance plan. Not to go back into the maintenance plans, but any equipment, no matter how new or how old, should be on the maintenance plan. So that we like to work that in with our installs, as well as you get a 10-year manufacturer's warranty from Carrier.
Okay. So the key is to make sure you have proper maintenance, and if you need that extra warranty, have that as well, especially with the winter upon us.
And you can't forget to change your filter. That's the number one furnace tip. So a lot of service calls could be avoided if consumers would change their filters as often as they should. So.
That's funny, because I was going to ask the same thing. You know, can a consumer put the wrong filter in, or can they do things that aren't necessarily good?
As long as you get the right size, you're okay to pull it out and put a new one in. Mm-hmm. So there's really nothing wrong you can do in that aspect of it.
Okay. And how often? You hear stories of I change mine every 2 weeks to I don't change the filter for every 3 months. Is there any best practice that you can share with us?
Yeah, we like to suggest at least once a month.
Once a month, okay. All righty. So what else is happening from your community involvement? You're a newer member to our Chamber of Commerce, and I know that you're there to provide service, of course, get the word out. Is there anything that your business is doing that you'd like to share with us?
Oh, we're looking for sponsorship opportunities, always looking for sponsorship opportunities in the community. We really like to be involved with the youth athletic organizations. Mm-hmm. Most of our company grew up around sports, so it's always fun to give back to those programs that we enjoyed when we were younger. So we really like to do that type of stuff.
Sure. So community involvement is important. As far as any plans for expansion or anything, any plans for 2016?
We just would hope to become a leader in home comfort systems in this area. We all grew up in this area. Everybody in our company has lived in this area. So we would just really like to be able to help more people, especially in Tinley Park.
Sure. And staying on top of technology. How often are there training programs for your staff? Is it something that you feel like you're going on for new certifications and new trainings? Yeah,
definitely. During our slow times, which is in between the summer and winter season, our schedules for myself and all of our techs is full of training that we do to make sure we can properly serve our customers. This last season, we were able to become indoor home air experts. Mm-hmm. By Carrier. So we offer a variety of products for air quality, which is a big word that you hear a lot. Is the EPA put out a stat that the air inside your home is 5 to 10 times more polluted than the air outside.
Wow.
Which is a crazy stat with all the things we have going on outside. So we have products that we offer that we can install to keep your system running clean air.
Wow. Well, thank you. You've provided so much information for us. We appreciate you being on the show. And if you have a concluding message for our audience. Yeah,
we always offer free estimates for system replacements. We're also offering a 10% discount on a tune-up for your furnace. So if you call in and offer and mention the cable show, we'll give you a 10% discount on your tune-up.
Thanks again. Well, that wraps up our December show. We'd like to thank all of our viewers and wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, and also thank our entire staff, cast, and crew here at the Tinley Chamber of Commerce Cable TV show. Good night.